And hopefully we'll see what other bans are coming out here, as Dignitas does have the first ban going into this, since they did choose that blue team. And I am really, and we'll obviously have the first pick as well, so I'm curious to see what they end up going here. Curious to see if they're going to try for an AoE comp, or if Blue is going to try for an AoE comp as well again, as we do see that move ban, so I guess most likely not, we will not be seeing that.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if last game Nocturne was banned.
I do not believe he was.
So not picked or banned. That is really surprising. In several other games, as in yesterday, I believe, between EU in the UU server, SK and AL, they did prioritize the movement as a very important first pick, and same goes for, I believe, 2 days ago, Curse versus EG. Nocturne, very high priority. Same with TSM versus Orbit. So it's very unique to see how every team values their picks. And active game not found. Did you get that?
Yeah, looks like Nubish might have actually just lagged out there, so we have to go back into that lobby. But as you were talking about Nocturne, yeah, you're a huge advocate of Nocturne, aren't you? I remember we did
Yeah.
Ulti 10 together, and you were talking about how he's like one of your favorite junglers.
Yeah. So I kind of vouch for him every time.
You definitely love his kit you were talking about. You know, his ultimate can be used defensively, which most people don't really use for him. You know, if you're trying to get this dragon and the other team's coming, you pop that ultimate, they won't be able to see dragon. You get a easy smite on it. Same thing with Baron, or even same thing while trying to push. You just pop that ultimate, make the other team back away, and you get that tower. You know, pretty much for free.
Exactly. Oh, and the blinding factor is just so hard to deal with. There's no counter to being blinded. That's basically it. It's not like a Mundo ultimate where you can ignite him or burst him down. You just can't see. That's all there is to it. You just have to deal with it, and dealing with it is nothing that anybody wants to deal with.
Yeah, very true. Same thing with Graves' smoke screen. That's really frustrating because you
Yeah,
kind of just have to back away. You can't know what they're doing, right? You most likely won't know what they're doing, so you kind of have
and
to
it
play
slows
passive.
for so much.
Yeah,
And I did not get an invite yet.
neither have I. Actually, what are your thoughts on Varus, if you played him at all?
I have not played him. I have not played Varus since I'm jungler, and I haven't even bought him.
So you just took to jungling. I know you just took to jungling and solo queue a lot because I mean I believe you were like
I try to
2600.
stick to jungler and solo lane. I don't like going bottom. I think bottom is very boring. It's just
It is.
let's farm. That's it.
To the people asking who won the first game, it was Legion winning that first game. Yeah, Kyrsis does counter Nocturne's ultimate. I don't know if you guys saw my riff from this, but yeah, it does counter that. Just
Yeah,
pop
but
that blind off. However, you're not going to invest 1400 gold to a QSS just for that ultimate.
yeah, because then he can just jump you, and you get feared after that, and you're probably gonna die after.
Very true. I'm staying up till 3 a.m. again. What?
You are?
I don't know. I'm watching chat right now. We're waiting for the invites, and apparently
Yes, M.
you sound like someone from the Yogs cast.
Hmm?
Apparently you sound like someone from the Yogs cast.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Whoa, whoa. That's like one of the most famous groups on YouTube. There's two guys. I don't remember their names right now, but they do mostly Minecraft videos. Or at least started out with that, and they have I think like over 1 million subscribers.
Nope.
Nope, nothing.
No, no. And yes, M5 actually did
Simon
forfeit.
and Lewis.
They
So,
dropped out of the game because they have trouble traveling at this point. So even if they were to have won the qualifiers to go into the finals, they would not have been able to travel to San Francisco. So they did drop out.
very honorable by them to do that instead of just playing through it and then like, oh, can't go, and just taking that spot. And yeah, I believe Alex actually had a collapsed lung not too long ago. Was in the hospital. Well, I think a couple months ago, and actually was released not too long ago, maybe like a month.
Still don't know what that is.
A collapsed lung. Wait, what?
Oh, okay, no, no.
Alex Ish from M5. He had a collapsed lung, like his lung
Oh, okay.
collapsed, and he had to go to the hospital for it, I believe, because he was so sick.
Oh yeah, that's when he did that red AMA.
And he's back. I guess try to get his health back and everything.
I'm telling him to send me an invite right now. Yeah, and I guess with that collapse lung, you can't really take the pressure from flying.
Oh yeah, Alex just
Yeah.
the air pressure. Yeah.
I heard there's something that happens about that too when flying with breast implants. So when women have implants and fly, apparently something happens to them.
I believe most of them are safe. I
Oh,
believe certain ones. I'm not gonna say why I know that, because my sister has them, but
Mansers.
I'm not even gonna say anything about that. I'm gonna dig a hole if I say anything in terms of that.
Apparently it was busted in Mythbusters, so I guess it's false.
Where is game? Are they actually in? I have a couple of my friends list. They're
They're
in
remaking.
Champion Select.
Yeah, they're remaking. They thought we were in.
No. What? They like didn't even see us in there. Oh, there you guys. Let's go. But yeah, I've been playing. I played Vars a couple times, and he's really interesting. He's like a mix of a lot of AD champions. He's pretty much like a Vayne. He's like a Caitlyn. He's like an Ashe, and like an MF all in one. It's kind of really interesting. But he doesn't have any escapes,
Yeah,
which is like a big thing.
quite easy to pin down.
But he's pretty much one of those AD carries. If you do protect him like Kog'Maw, he will do a lot of work.
I think he's still outshined by Kog'Maw and
Oh
Corki,
yeah,
though.
clearly. So that range is insane for a Kog'Maw.
Kog'Maw's kit is just ridiculous, and the passive is so strong. Even if you die, you're still doing something for your team.
Yeah, it's like 500 true damage at level 18.
Yeah, max rank, I think. So it's a huge nuke, even if you die. Pretty annoying.
Apparently your high is FK. I'm not gonna say the word, but
Yeah, that's pretty common. No, no. What
you're
I
pretty
mean,
common being high.
what I mean is pretty common comment.
Apparently someone's asking who impressed you the most in this tournament so far, and they're asking about Teamless.
Teamless. Let's see. Teamless played last night. I think it was AL did very well. Teamless. What surprised me the most was their picks. They always pick very random heroes. They banned Kale against them and Jax, and they're running Fizz and Jarvan top and all these things that I rarely see. So I gotta say, Teamless impressed me in that manner. But I think in terms of a solid gameplay, solid team fighting and picks, AL definitely takes the cake.
Yeah, AO, I believe they beat SK, correct? The other day.
Yeah, 2-0, very solid game. It wasn't. They were always in the lead against SK. Did you get an invite?
I have not.
This is weird. Awkward.
Are they in Champ Select again?
Yeah, they're all in chance select.
Maybe we actually need to relog, because I remember having that bug once.
Alright, I'm relogging.
I'm gonna ask.
What are my thoughts on the fact that my duo queue partner places a teddy bear on his lap?
Wait, who's your duo queue partner?
Night Jackie.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna relog real quick.
Guess he needs to do what he needs to do to win.
Alright, sorry, I'm gonna switch over to this real quick just so you guys don't see my login info. Actually, okay, you know who Nos is, correct? The hacker
Yeah.
Nos. So I actually had this the other day, or actually, well, a couple months ago. He added me, and he's like, basically, this is what he said: if you don't do an ult in 10 with me, I'm gonna hack your account or hack all your stuff. Not even kidding.
He's
That's
kind of a cool guy though. He always plays Blitzcrank and does well.
that's what he said. He's like, I play Blitzcrank, and people love my Blitzcrank, and all right, let me see if I can. This actually might not look correct right now. No, it does not. So I gotta re-add this. 1 second, guys. All right. Nope. So yeah, hopefully we'll be coming here shortly for Game 2 of Legion versus Dignitas for the Reina Gaming International Invitational. And I'm extremely excited to see what happens at the finals. I believe I will be attending it, so I'm really curious to see everyone and see how the atmosphere is.
And now they're remaking, so we should be getting into this very quickly. Let's keep in mind that the first bans that came out were Janna, Urgot, and the Mumu. We did not see a ban from LgN, a second ban, so let's see what happens then.
It's funny.
But
I could probably find their game right now by looking at private games. Something to do with D3.
oh, let's see what the name is. I'm gonna guess it's the same thing. It's oh my god,
D3 is the best game. LOL is
Yeah.
number 2. Apparently they did the bans already, so I'm just asking what they are real quick. RuneScape D3. Dude, Neopets. Did you ever play? Actually, I'm not gonna ask about that.
Yeah, you know the answer.
Yes, you did. See, it probably agrees. Yeah, so hopefully we get this game started in a second. I believe they did do the bans already, so I'm trying to see what they were, if they could respond to us. Just so we have an idea. But yeah, that Amumu ban definitely targeted a lot of more after that last game. And we see the bans here. We see Janna Urgot, Amumu Shen, Soraka Mundo, and I believe, and Morgana. And
So Dignitas banning Amumu Shen, Janna, and Mundo, while Legion is banning Urgot,
I can't remember the last ban.
Mundo. It's above you.
Wait, 1, 2,
Well,
3, 4, 5, 6,
Dignitas is
7.
banning
There's still
Urgot.
one ban missing.
Yeah,
Oh.
Mundo. Oh no, that's Mundo.
That's
Oh, whoops.
7. There's only 7.
Whoops.
So
Well,
we
then.
know there was a ban, guys. There was a ban. I can tell you who it is. We're gonna make you guys guess it, but and you'll win a prize apparently if you can guess it correctly, even though none of us know what exactly it was. You win a hug from Crumbs if you ever find him at an event.
Oh, okay.
And Cassidon was the last ban. All right.
So
As we see everyone typing.
Dignitas bans Cass. Dignitas banning Cassidon, yes. Targeted it probably also plays Cassidon, so I have to say, Cassidon's usually never banned in any tournaments except if they want to pick something that is countered by him. So I have a feeling I know what Dignitas is going to play, but I'm not going to say it since it may spoil something for the players right now. So
Oh, I totally know what they're gonna ban too.
No,
Can you message me what it is?
you mean pick, right?
Yeah,
They already
yeah.
made their ban, so the Cassidon ban tells me something that Dignitas wants to do. Let's see if they're going to go through with it.
You should message me what it is.
Okay, I'll send it.
I'm just kidding. Except for Ridley. Anyways, I feel kind of bad. I'm like the lowest ELO here. I'm like right behind Locust. I'm like 1902 and he's 1928. One day. Wait, did you actually message me it?
I did. I sent it to you on Skype.
Oh, okay. I had to like move over to my TV to see what it was. Because I'm playing that, using that ghetto second monitor with a TV.
Wait a minute, this is blind pick.
Yeah, because they already know what the bands are.
Oh,
And I'm assuming they did picks already as well.
Okay.
Yep, so we'll find picks out quickly.
Alright. Sadly, we can't see the order of it then. The order of picks.
They picked D3. Yeah, they picked the Barbarian. And as I'm a cutie pie spamming. I want to see what that link was, but I didn't get to copy it in time. As we see a Kennen. And, ooh, a Jungle Alistair.
Lee Sin top, Twisted Fate middle.
Oh, gosh.
So Anivia, yeah, Anivia picked because Anivia has a hard time against Cassidon as well. So maybe that's the reason behind the ban. And they did, same goes for Kennen. So Cassidon being a very strong anti-mage. So going with the double AP from Dignitas once more, making sure that they don't get countered in that sense. They're going to give Cruiser the Bruiser his Lee Sin on top lane. Nubish going to be playing Nuna support with Corki, Lauder Mortis with Jungle Alistar, and Twisted Fate in middle lane. Now, Legion picking very intelligently because they have two lanes with high damage, high CC, which are Lee Sin and Twisted Fate. Same goes for Nunu and Corki. They can both close the gap relatively quickly. So Alistar gonna have easy time ganking if Dignitas overextends. But they do have the Nautilus though, so
I have to do point out though that Tarek
ways.
does not have flash. So he is really susceptible to ganks with that TF being level 6 and Lauder Mortis coming down. Because I believe Alistair is one of Lauder Mortis' most played junglers.
Yeah. I think he actually one time I played against him, he went DPS Alistar and wreaked havoc on us. It was pretty annoying because I think he had Trinity Force, Yomus, and was able to 1v1 our AD carry, just completely destroy him. And yeah, so AD Alistar does a lot of damage. I think he had about by 40 minutes, like 400 attack damage, something like that.
Oh, jeez. Did he have a
With
Triforce?
yeah, he had Trinity Force.
So he
I
was
think
already doing
only
tons of damage with that item.
yeah. But right now we're gonna go into commercials. Don't turn off ad block to support us.
Yeah,
This is how we.
see what you guys don't realize is that if tournaments can't show numbers to sponsors for how many people they get watching and all that stuff, you won't really see that many more tournaments because they can't really afford to keep putting money into something when they don't see anything back. So definitely turn off your ad block as it does help out not just this tournament but other future potential tournaments as well.
Yeah, just if you don't want to watch it, just leave it in the background. Tab out. Just help us help you.
Exactly.
Ooh, I bet that Alistar's gonna be going for crazy ganks
Yeah,
early.
I'm really excited to see what happens because I watched this. Actually, I think I casted them versus who was it? I casted them versus someone else, and he played Alistair, and it was insane. He did an extremely good job.
We got a couple of people in the chat saying they turned their ad blocker just for this.
Ah, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, apparently there's ads going off when there's team fights. I'm not sure exactly what that was about because I have no control over it. And I know you aren't doing it because I can see what you're doing.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not posting ads, so it must be the Twitch on its own.
And some people don't actually see ads because it depends on your location for what ads come up and whatnot.
Apparently, somebody took it just because of my voice. So, yes.
They took it so they could hear you during the commercials.
No, they took off ad block just because of my voice.
I'm a little jealous.
All right.
I turned mine on because they wouldn't shut up about it.
Oh,
How much longer on it?
I think it's off, right? Yeah, it should be done.
Okay. Well, we'll switch it right back to here, guys.
I like how you have that ad thing going with the big red
Oh,
hand. It looks like
I was told to put that there, so I'm like, all right.
it looks like a anti-drug campaign thing.
I thought it was like no high fives during commercial or something. And we have 18 seconds, so this game will be started very shortly, guys. This is the second game between Legion and Dignitas here for the Raina Gaming International Invitational. Supported by LOLpro.com, RainaGaming.net, and Curse. So hopefully we'll see another exciting match here, and maybe even a game 3. I believe the winner of this does go on to play the winner of who exactly? I don't actually
They
have it.
played TSM for the trip to San Francisco and going into the finals for the round robin of 4. So this is pretty important match.
Very true. And as we see here, Demon Low, only one without a skin. And when I'm a cutie pie and Anivia. Not looking good. That Cookie Monster is so epic, but I don't know. Nunu bot is pretty amazing.
And usually top lane Lee Sin's take Ignite, Flash Ignite, but now he's opting to go with Exhaust. I think he's taking Exhaust to counter the mobility that Kennen has. He usually can escape very easily any gank that's thrown at him just with Electrical Surge. So coupled with Alistar, his own CC, Lee Sin CC, and Exhaust, that Kennen, if he gets caught out of position by a headbutt pull, may be in a bit of trouble.
Do you think we're actually going to see a level 1 invade here? Because
If we see an invade, it will come out from Dignitas. Anivia, one of the strongest level 1 heroes with the AoE stun, which turns into a slow later. They also have Taric, but that's not to count out
Alistar, yeah.
has Alistar, Twisted Fate, and Nunu, who has the possible endless snowball. So we're gonna see them. Actually,
Oh, looks like they're going to go for a blue invade here.
Dignitas taking defensive positions, and Legion, yeah, they're gonna go for the invade. It looks.
I see Locust actually at bot lane right now. He might even. I thought he was actually going to try to ward the blue. Actually, might even do it once Legion does get spotted here if they trying to go into this blue buff.
Kennen will be spotted shortly once Legion decides to move out. They're gonna wait for Nunu to get there. TF will most likely lead the charge with Goldcar since he is ranged, and even if the enemy flashes it, he will get stunned.
And we see Kennen actually backing out right now. This is not looking good. And does not spot them. Oh, he okay. Never mind. Just trying to trick us out. My bad. I thought he was just gonna back out, and Legion was able to just walk right in, and it looks like Legion is just gonna back out, not even try to invade here.
Yeah, they do have that defensive ward in their jungle, making sure that they do not lose their own blue. And Alistar is gonna swoop around. I think they're going for a 4-man late invade on blue buff. Is can
And
dust for
yep, he does spot it, so Legion's just gonna back out here. That invade not successful. Corki kind of needs to hurry down to that bot lane as he is backing out right now. Does not want to miss any of that CS. And in the meantime, we do see I'm a cutie pie and Locust taking these double golems here, which is a pretty common thing to see.
and Alistar actually starting on red buff. Alistar usually a jungler that needs blue buff to jungle, but it looks like he may go for a red and transition into a level 2 gank on top lane very quickly.
Or even, well, yeah, very true. And even mid lane would be a nice one since TF does have pick a card first. He does have that stun capability.
Yeah.
So a lot of Warriors just picking up that red buff. We see Will Dominate picking up his blue buff. He did use his smite this time, so he does not have it up. A lot of Warriors heading up to this top lane here. Going to be going for a level 2 gank onto Voyboy, and let's see how that kind of pans out for him.
Kennen does have electrical storage, but he's most likely expecting Alistar to have started at blue buff, so he will not be expecting this, I don't think. Oh, he's playing a dangerous game right now.
Dun, 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 dun. Not able to pick up that as he does get the headbutt and the knockup. A lot of them are taking a lot of damage from that tower. He actually might be in trouble now trying to go through jungle. Won't be able to full clear it, and might even see some counter jungling going down to that blue buff if Dominate can head over there in time.
Yeah, Dominate choosing to go for Wolves blue, then Raze. Back to Wolves, and now it's going to go back to blue.
Yeah, last game he did hit level 6 extremely early on, and definitely surprised mid lane with that. So I wouldn't be too surprised if he's trying to go for that same kind of thing to provide that extra CC he really needs for ganks.
Yeah, the thing about doing that pass is that it gives you a level 2 shield, Titan's Wrath, which helps you tank red for much longer, which allows him to start with blue buff, with boots I mean. So he's going to be able to do that one and take significantly less damage, because otherwise, if he were to do a regular race into red and not back to wolves, he would have not been able to do red buff because he would have taken way too much damage.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of Morse actually had to back out, could not continue with that jungle, picking up a ward and a fairy charm, so you'd be going for that GP5, which is pretty common on most junglers of this type lately. Starting with those boots, going for some GP5, and just kind of let that roll into late game. As we do see Dominate running through mid lane here. I think he actually is trying to hit definitely trying to hit level 6 as he's pushing that lane extremely hard as Scar is going to be backing out. So now we see Dominate level 4, we see Voldemort's at level 3, I believe.
Yeah, Dominate right now with the second highest gold in the game.
Actually missing that kill on top. I'm going to go ahead and back out with that sweet replay thing I got going on. As we do see Voyboy and Cruiser going head-to-head up here. And let's pop that exhaust on a Voyboy. If he did have that ignite, I believe Voyboy would have died. Those creeps were doing an insane amount of damage. And I think you're definitely right that ignite definitely would have made something different happen. Let's go ahead and switch it back over to live real quick. As we are back to live, and in the meantime, we see bot lane here. We see Locust and Amacutie getting chased away. So Alistar is coming up. Locust does not have an escape right now, so he should be dropping. And Demon does pick up that kill now. It's now a 1-for-1, and we see Legion actually ahead by 100 gold in terms of just CS.
Alistar going to come back around for the second gank, but Graves is not going to have any of it. He's playing very cautiously right now. He does have flash, has his dash, so if he is to be caught out of guard, I don't think he'll explode in one combo from Alistar.
Very true. Looks like Alistar actually did put a nice defensive ward there in their Wraith camps just to help spot everything. Actually, sorry, he does have a ward on him still, so maybe actually did buy 2 wards. Dominate now, 3 force the way to level 5, so you'll be able to pick it up off these double golems here. And Gray still being pretty ballsy here. Definitely trying to not miss out on any experience and try to get a couple CS just so he doesn't get zoned out too hard. We see Kennen actually heading back to top lane now, and he did pick up. Wow, he actually picked up his revolver already 5.5 minutes in, so that is not looking good for Cruiser, who will definitely be hurting because of that. You know, being able to heal through any of us harass will definitely be extremely in Voyboy's favor. Well, extremely strong in Voyboy's favor. And you see Dominate pick up some more XP from lanes here. He just hit level 5, and looks like he's actually going to be heading back into the jungle and trying to go for level 6.
Yeah, and top lane Cruiser had to buy a Doran shield because Kennen is sporting attack damage runes, which are hurting him quite a bit with his auto attacks. But now that he has Revolver, his damage is primarily magic, And that first blood on top lane will usually snowball the lane out of control. Meanwhile, Alistar gonna get spotted in Dignitas' jungle with that ward and also get spotted going into top lane. So warning must have come out to Voyboy. He's playing very passive now, gaining some terrain while staying in the bush.
Yeah, you mentioned about Kenner and attack damage runes, and I saw Wings of Death doing this lately from EG/TSM or whatever they're calling themselves now these days. He kind of goes like a double Dorns build into AP for extra harass, extra less hitting, making just a bit easier for Kenner to do all that, and it's starting to
Yeah,
become more and more popular lately.
that way his lane dominance with auto attacks, which is usually what Kennen does by just hitting you from far away, is much stronger, as well as being able to not get mitigated. So basically before you could stack just MR against Kennen and you would not take almost any damage, but if he goes attack damage runes and builds into AP, then building armor won't do anything and building MR will not do as much.
And Morse actually has not been back to buy yet. He is almost level 6 and looks like he might even be going for a gank before he does end up buying. But he is spotted by this ward here. But yeah, that's actually really interesting to see. He really wants that level 6 to make his ganks extremely strong, and having that Anivia ult combo from Nautilus is really strong against that TF. I mean, if you get a nice ult knockup onto him, you're going to have a guaranteed Anivia stun. You're going to have a same amount of burst from her, and then you're going to have that stun from Nautilus passive, and TF should be easy pickings if they can kind of time that really well.
Yeah, and Anivia going with a tier right now, tier the goddess. Keep her mana pool very, very high right now. Anivia is one of the most mana hungry heroes in the game. Gonna take blue buff. We're gonna miss out on the bit of CS because Twisted Fate is pushing the lane, so she's falling right now slightly behind in terms of creep score, but gonna have blue buff, which is gonna allow her to push the lane endlessly, which is gonna prevent Twisted Fate from teleporting anywhere he wants without missing CS. So that's gonna definitely help Anivia stay in the lane for as long as she wants, or if she dies.
Yeah, very true. I'm actually really curious as to why he is going tier over Catalyst early on. Because usually, having an extra health regen from that Catalyst proc is really nice.
But with Catalyst, you don't have nearly as much this endless mana as with the tier. With Catalyst, your mana can run out very quickly. You have to be very, very intelligent with how you manage your mana using only a Catalyst tier, and Catalyst will provide you mana for as long as you need, and couple that with blue buff, you'll never run out. But we may not see a Catalyst after this. We've seen a common build being pulled off by Froggen from CLG EU, which is to go Catalyst into Mage Ice.
Sorry. A lot of Morris look like he's going to be coming in from behind on Kennen. Alright, sorry, continue. So, Froggen, sorry about that. Froggen actually doing that with his tier.
He goes tier, Mage Ice, and then a Warmox on Anivia.
Interesting. That's actually really interesting. So he's kind of counting on that Majai.
Yeah, not all the time, but he gets everything he needs, basically. He becomes hard to kill with Warmox, gets the mana from tier, and gets ability power from Magi. So, very intelligent build, though, but it's kind of risky going for the Magi. So I'm not too sure if Scar wants to do that right now, since it is a gutsy build.
Yeah, and one thing I was looking at was that Locust actually leveling up his heal before his armor because of that damage that Krogi does that's magic, and Nunu's harassed as well, so he's kind of trying to help Cutie get that sustain, but the one thing is he's going to run out of mana extremely quickly if he does have to heal.
And Cutie Pie has 75 CS right now, so he can't stay in the lane further. He could have and not missed out on this CS, but staying so long can mean that Legion could have forced a dragon very quickly, while Corki would have shopped and would have had in Zerker, Burst, Zerker Greaves, and the Phage, while Graves would have just had boots. And right now, looks like Alistar maybe wanted to try something with Lee Sin on top lane, but this will only work if Twisted Fate can make it there in time. TF going up top lane. Will he pour it in? He is spotted by the ward. Are they going to go for this dive?
Looks like Dominate actually coming in for a counter gank here. He's definitely sitting in position, sitting in his bush, waiting for something to happen as TF actually heading back towards his lane. And Alistar actually going to be backing out as well. So good job by Voyboy. As he actually does engage here with Alistar still up here. And he does get the knockup as Voyboy does pop his ultimate. And Lee Sin and Alistar trying to get him bursted down as Dominate does come in as well. Gets a nice knockup on Alistar. Looks like Cruiser will be going down here. TF popping in top lane as well. Does pick up the kill on Voyboy. And now Dominate trying to run away as probably trying to keep ahead of him, keep him slowed. As Dominate does end up flashing, but Laudamorse does flash in as well. Gets a knockup and the knockout on the Dominate. And he does get ignited as well. Looks like he will be dropping. So a 1 for 2 there. Ended up working out in Legion's favor. That was actually really interesting as Cruiser just got extremely low extremely quickly from that cannon. But probably being really smart, noticing that happening, did head to that top lane and was able to help pick up those kills.
I'm not too sure why Dignitas initiated on that, because they did spot Twisted Fate with the River Ward right there, and they knew he was trying to make a play on top lane. But after they saw Alistar, they put a shot. I think they may have engaged on that since they thought Alistar was just there. But I don't think they counted on Alistar being in the bush, because they did not see him there since he showed himself and the gank just started happening. So they thought it was going to be a 2-on-2 engage. But I think it was foolish of them not to think that Twisted Fate and Lee Sin could have taken on a Nautilus with Kennen.
Yeah, and I mean, Kennen did pretty much destroy Cruiser there, though. You have to give him that. However, having that Alistair and that TF coming in definitely did prevent him from surviving.
Yeah, and Skara going with his build is Catalyst, a tier into Catalyst. So he's going to be building into a Rod of Ages right now, and most likely his tier 2 boots after. So he's not having high amounts of damage right now. He is able to do he's able to kill anybody he wants right now because of Anivia's high AP ratios. If Frostbite hits with a chilled before, it does do a substantial amount of damage, but he does not have any AP built up right now except from the one from Runes and Masteries, which is only 12 at 12 minutes in. So 12 on 12 by Skara, just building mana right now, going for the late game.
But one thing he does have, like you were saying earlier, if Probably does port out, he does have the ability to clear the wave extremely quickly and make Probably pay for that as well. And you see Cruiser actually engaging on Voidbay a little bit top, and Cruiser actually been able to survive a little bit more. He does have double Doran's shields now, and that's actually pretty interesting build on Lee Sin. He's kind of forced to go this defensive build, and he won't be providing too much damage now into the late game since Lee Sin does fall off extremely hard.
Nivea gonna go get her second blue buff of the game right now. Is not spotted by anyone, but Twisted Fate gonna be looking to make another gank on top lane. Keeps migrating from middle lane to around the top bush area of middle lane, making sure they can keep Kennen down. They need to keep doing this because Kennen did get first blood, so he is stronger than Lee Sin at this point.
Dominic just barely missing that dredge line on the Probably, but Cruiser's still trying to harass Voidboy down. And he actually is building, or sorry, he's actually leveling up his W first, which I did all intent with him, and he talked about that. He's not a big fan of doing it, but he does do it when he needs to. And since he's behind, obviously he has to go for it. And we do see quite a gank coming down bottom. We see Scar and Dominate heading down here, and Legion being smart backing out, and him actually be giving up the first tower of the game.
They do get spotted, and I don't think Legion wants to fight this. Corki is low in health and mana. Are they going to go for this? I don't think this is a good idea. And Nivea's AoE is much greater than Twisted Fate, so...
And in the meantime, top lane, we see Voidboy and Cruiser going head-to-head. We see Exhaust go down on Voidboy and Cruiser trying to get this kill onto him. And both he does get that ultimate off to knock Voidboy away. However, he doesn't have much energy left to do anything else. As Voidboy trying to escape here. Does not get the slow yet off him. As Voidboy does flash over that minion creep wave and does survive, so quite an engage there. And now, as we're seeing in Dragon, we see Dignitas, using that momentum they just got from that bot tower to just take this Dragon, as Latimore's thinking about going in, really wants to go for the steal. And we see an ultimate going down on the TF. He does get knocked up. Latimore's in the middle of all three of them. This is get a really nice knock-up on all four of them. And now we see Dominic going down as Demon trying to go for Scar here, and Locust will be going down as well, as he does know escapes if Latimore's can kind of stick to him. But at least having Cutie and Scar to help force Probably away, they do help Locust escape. It looks like actually might be able to here, as Latimore's trying to get him down, and will maybe does not pick up the kill and ends up dying for that. As you see, Scar actually get egged here, and Demon Blue probably trying to burn Cutie Pie down. Scar coming up with that blue buff will be able to help hold them off, but a little bit of overextension there. Locust escaping by the skin of his teeth there. Really well played by Dignitas.
In the beginning of the fight, Anivia tried to keep her ultimate as long as possible on the choke entrance, so that if Legion wanted to engage on that, they would have to take the slow and damage that her ultimate had to put through. So very intelligent play by Skara, making sure that if Legion wants to engage on that, they have to take damage. So making sure that they take any damage, the more damage that just wasn't necessary though. If on a regular engage, Legion should not have gone through that. They should have probably not engaged on that, and now it was an exchange that put the lead back, to put the game back to even. It's now 20k to 19.8, so The game goes to even, and now Nivea picked up on the kill and an assist. So
And Nubish actually getting caught here by that stun from Locust, and he is trying to run away. He does not have a flash up to get away, but probably coming around with that yellow card, gold card, does get that stun on Dominate and help Nunu escape that. But we do see 4 members of Dignitas actually at this middle tower. Looks like they want to kind of push this advantage they have and get this tower down as well, as Dominate is taking his tower, maybe trying to go in as we see a stun going down on Prolly, and a Dredge Line landing on the Prolly as well, and Prolly flashing away, but he will be... wow, will be going down by Cutie who picks up a triple kill for Dignitas, and that is not looking good, as you do not want to fed Graves going against you guys, like on the team.
excellent dredge line by Dominate right there, catching Twisted Fate at max range, and then he uses the ultimate on the target that's further back on Legion, making sure that the ultimate, of course, is going to hit everybody who is in the straight path as the ultimate hits. So being able to hit every member of Legion while Anivia's crystallized manages to pick everybody off.
And just, as we see Dignitas actually going for this dragon here, I'm going to back it up in that replay just to show that fight again, because that was a really well-played fight by Dignitas. We're going to switch it back over to the replay, and we see right here, sorry, a little bit far, but as you see right here, they're just pushing that tower down, and probably just really wants to get out of here, as he does get spotted by that ward. He has no mana, can't really do anything, and Dominate taking that tower will be going in. Does that, like you said, max range dredge line, and does paired with that Graves burst, does get all 3 members of them extremely low. And I'm a Cutie Pie picking up that triple and really getting ahead right now, as they I believe do pick up that dragon as well.
Yeah, so triple kill for Graves and the dragon. So that exchange puts Dignitas in the driver's seat in this game right now. So it's 7-4, 2.5k lead at 18 minutes in the game. First dragon just happened about 30 seconds ago.
Yeah, and checking out gold here, we see Graves actually with 6,300 compared to Corky's 5,300, so he's a good 1,000 gold ahead of him, which was able for him to pick up his IE. So now he has an IE over anything that Corky has. I mean, he's still trying to build towards that Trinity Force, but he only has 500 gold to back with, or 600 gold to back with. He is not able to pick that up yet, and it looks like Dignitas should really push this advantage they have right now. Having Cutie Pie so fed like this, they should be pushing as much as possible. Since Legion cannot really do anything against it. They have a nice amount of CC, but with the Graves that fed already, being 4-0 and 126 CS, 18 minutes into the game, they really can't contest that.
Yeah, Graves being a commanding factor in this game, being around 1,000 gold up on Corky, which really gave him his Infinity Edge in that battle. And even once Corky finishes Trinity Force, he will not be able to fight Graves on his own. Graves burst with Infinity Edge is way too much for him to handle. And now 4 on 3 engage happens here. Twisted Fate ports in, Flash Frost goes and Alisai uses his ultimate. Corky hitting Voibo. That's 5 members of Legion on top lane. They manage to pin down Dominate. He flashes away but does not make it happen. Meanwhile, Graves pushing down middle, so that is a 1 for none. While Graves pushes middle, keeps getting that farm happening.
Looks like Legion wants to push this top tower. However, like you're saying, with that Graves pushing middle, they can't really afford to just ignore it, as you see Prolly coming around trying to pick him up. As they do spot Graves and Nunu, and looks like TF actually going to be able to pinch him a little bit, as he does just dash away and escapes, for nothing there.
Now, TF did not have ultimate at that time, so attempting to chase Graves at that point would be a terrible idea, because Graves has Infinity Edge, has Ignite, and has his ultimate up, so you would have probably been able to 2-shot Graves. Twisted Fate.
Yeah, it's a definitely scary thing as we see him go in here, but Demon Lil coming in from the side, trying to get that slow with that phage, but he does not get that proc off of Prolly with that gold card, trying to come around and land this stun as Cutie Pie is spotted, but however, he is going back and viz into those bushes, does get stunned, and it looks like we might be able to see a kill here, and TF picking up that gold, that nice about 300 gold bonus from Cutie Pie.
And Cutie Pie actually, instead of running in a straight line, keeping right, he doubted his movement and went right and then immediately cut it left, which actually cut the gap between him and TF. And TF managed to catch him, use the gold card, and gave the kill to him while giving an assist on Corky. So the game looking almost even now, about less than 1,000 gold difference, and Twisted Fate being 3-1, having a death cap right now. Gonna be building towards the Lich Bane next, so Twisted Fate, one of the strongest APs in the game. It's very hard to push against, and has a 2-second stun and a less than 6-second cooldown, which is extremely powerful.
Yeah, and mixed with that Lich Bane, he hurt so bad. And in the meantime, while we're talking about that, we saw Nunu and Lee Sin try to engage on Kennen and River. However, Kennen almost ended up killing Nunu there. Kennen having that new cigar rod, having that revolver, and having those sword boots is really doing a lot of damage. It's 156 or 157 AP with 109 AD as well, and it looks like Cruiser might be trying to get this tower down as well to get some extra gold for Legion that's really needed at this point in the game. As TF does port top, and looks like they are going to be going for it.
This kill should even out the game, and since towers are worth 190 gold, the game should go to even right now. 7-6, Legion up, Legion down 1 tower. Yeah, game goes back to even. Legion down 1 kill, 1 tower, but Dignitas has a dragon, so if you look at CS is the whole reason why Legion is still in an even score. Costs are having 3 gold per 5 over Nautilus is 2.
Yeah, and Corki is beating Graves on CS right now. We see Lee Sin beating Kennen as well in top lane. And I wanted to point out, if you look at Kennen, he does have that Zonias now, which I'm loving that item for him. Sorry, he's going against a Lee Sin, an Alistar, and a Corki who all do some really heavy AD damage. Well, Alistar kind of, he does some pretty good AD damage, especially the way a lot of Morse builds him. But is able to just pop that Zonias when he needs to. That's a perfect item for him to pick up. And I'm curious to see if he's going for a Woda next or maybe a little more damage.
Oh, and I actually said some incorrect information that I am not current on. I just forgot that towers are actually not worth 190 gold, they are 150. So even though the game is still 31 to 31, it is not 190 for each tower, it's 150.
And you call yourself a professional player.
Yeah,
oh my god.
It's all a show.
And it looks like Boy able to push down that top tower, so now gives Dignitas that gold lead back again. As gold lead is really kind of fighting back and forth here between both teams. I mean, Dignitas was able to take it. Actually, sorry, Legion was able to hold it pretty early on, but with Dignitas getting those dragons, was able to kind of fight it back. And looks like maybe engage coming here in the middle. See ultimate going down on Lauda Morris. Kind of a wasted ultimate as he's not going to pick up anyone else with that knockup. And Dominic kind of needs to get out of here as you see 4 members from Legion going to be pushing him back. But we do see 5 members of Dignitas now pushing this mid. Does catch that Nunu. Gets stunned. Ends up flashing over that wall and surviving as Graves almost picks him up with that ultimate. And now Legion trying to push him back knowing that they do have the ultimate out of Nautilus. And as you see, a lot of us are being stunned by Scar here, taking some damage. Pops an ultimate and a flash and knocking up 3 members of Dignitas. We see Wobe coming in with his ultimate. It looks like a lot more, or Dominic will end up dropping here. And now Cruiser's kind of trying to chase away on the Cutie Pie. It does drop to him. And now we see Legion still pushing with 3 members against the pushing with 4 members against the 3 members of Dignitas. We see a nice flash stun out of Probably on Scar, who ends up surviving that. I believe he does have his egg up. So they will not able to pick up that kill. Lord Numbers almost dying to the tower with a perfect wall in from Scara, but he was just barely on the opposite side of that. And now we see 4 members of Legion still pushing here. They really want that tower, but Ama Cutie Pie could really just destroy a lot of Morris in 1 hit if he does end up going for it. Probably is also out of mana right now. He does have that blue card out to try to get some of it back, but will not able to be able to hit anything with it. Oh, so close.
20 health and great gold card dodges by Dignitas. Every single time that wild cards have been up, TF has launched them and Dignitas has launched every single one of them, making sure that they're not going to be picked off by any stray cards that are launched at them.
Wow, that was actually really quite a really interesting engage. I was surprised to see Dominate actually go down as the first casualty in that fight. And then we saw Cruiser actually let me go back and replay real quick since do have that feature, because I want to point out what Cruiser was doing that entire fight.
Was focusing Graves, and Hex Drinker saved him from Anivia, but Graves' damage was way too high with Infinity Edge and managed to clean him up.
Yeah, yep, exactly. You see right here, he did just overextend a little too far, and ended up paying the price for that. But he does have the Hex Drinker going to be building into that Maw of them Mortius, which is a really common item. And we do see Dignitas actually going for I believe this is the 3rd dragon of the game. Actually, sorry, that's the 2nd dragon of the game. My bad.
Yeah, 2nd dragon of the game. First one went to Dignitas as well. But the lead is still... There is no lead. There just is no lead. That fight gave Corki 2 kills, and he now has a Vampiric Scepter, a Trinity Force, and a BF Sword. So I think it's safe to say that he's stronger than Graves right now. If Graves... I think it's even though. His both carries have really high damage right now.
Yeah, very true. And I was checking out gold real quick while you were talking about that, and I was looking at specifically Lauda Morris and Dominate. You see Lauda Morris with 7,100 total gold compared to Dominate's 6,700. So it's 3 GP5s, not giving him as much of a gold lead as he wanted, but it is definitely kicking in since he is holding on to those right now.
And he didn't manage to get the gold per 5 till around 12 minutes in the game, so we shouldn't see much of a gold lead by him for about another 10 minutes. In that time, it'll start to kick in, and that's when he'll start building attack damage by getting his Trinity Force first. He already has a Hex Drinker, and now Legion's gonna get spotted here by the wards from Dignitas, and looks like Dignitas just gonna keep pushing. Legion has to back or pin them from the back.
I gotta ask, what do you think about Warbear actually starting to engage here as we see Legion coming from
happening
behind,
here.
and tower does go down, but Lottimore does get a nice knock on the 4 people. We see Nunu trying to pop that ultimate. Voidboy does pop his ultimate as well, does pop that zone, is probably not being pushed out of the fight with that ignite on. Voidboy barely surviving that ignite, trying to flash out, and does survive. We see Kennen pick up that Nunu, we see Cruiser pick up Graves, and we see TF actually pick up Nautilus as well. And Voidboy, as he almost goes down his cards, but that Valkyrie over the wall from Demon Lul was able to get that kill, and now Skara and Locust here are going to be caught. Demon Lul right away from Skara, noticing he can get bursted down, as probably is trying to help out on that side, as they do have some Cruiser in first, getting that exhaust onto him, and they will be able to fight him right here, as Skara isn't going to shoot low. Let's get that kill on Demon Lul. We're looking with 70 health, and they do pick up that A kill, and now Probably trying to survive, does survive, as Lucas trying to go in, picking up that kill onto Probably, but gets denied. Wow, what an amazing fight as Legion just picking up 4 for 1 right there. Actually, I believe that was an ace, yeah, 5 for 1 right there, or 5 for 0 right there, sorry. Actually, sorry, that was 5 for 1, Nunu did die, my bad. But still, that was, wow, quite a fight, and definitely gave Legion a good lead right there. As I see, TF with 4 kills, I see Corky with 5 kills and 6 assists. Definitely their carries are getting pretty fed. We see AmaCutiePie with 5 as well. He does have those 2 deaths, and he does have that nice 200 farm, however. But, we see Corky sitting there 234, so he really is hurting.
Yeah, and in that fight, Graves is gonna catch Twisted Fate here.
Oh, the missed flash over the wall!
Flash.
AmaCutiePie picking up that blue buff off of TF, which is really gonna hurt probably really bad. And now we see Nubish coming in. Once they want to chase down this Dominant right now, but they know Cutie is in the region and they really cannot contest him. He's really hurting right now. Has a Fair Answer, has an IE. He's gonna hurt extremely hard. That's I can't even get correct adjectives to it.
Yeah. We can't even talk properly.
And it looks like Dignitas trying to go for this Baron here, but Legion does spot it with that ward. And Anivia actually catching Nubish here, who's trying to escape. As a nice kick from Bruiser comes out, kicks Voyboy away, wastes his ultimate, and they do stop that Baron. So well played by Legion, but looks like Dignitas actually go right back for it, having that pink ward. They do have that vision denied, and Legion gonna be coming in from the side here to try to maybe stop something from happening. I see double wards going down in that code right there. And it looks like Skara trying to... Oh, Skara might get caught right here. It does get caught by Lottimore. See, ultimate going down onto Corky. And a lot of members of Legion does get knocked up. Nunu going to be dropping here, trying to pop the ultimate. You see probably coming in with that teleport as well. And probably now trying to get some stuns going on as Lottimore is trying to CC Cutie as long as possible. Keep him out of that fight since he is so fed. And probably does end up getting a kill on the Voidboy. Now we see Demon Lul with an amazing Valkyrie over that wall. Looks like Legion end up running away from this fight. But that was actually a lot of damage going out for not a lot of kills.
Yeah, Dignitas definitely having a hard time trying to focus down a target. Every member of Legion very low right now.
Oh, Lottimore's going down onto Cutie. He gets that nice dash onto him. And I was just about to say, Lottimore's did an amazing job zoning on the Cutie that entire fight. However, he got extremely low from it. But that just kind of shows if Cutie is in that fight the entire time, it's definitely going to go in Dignitas' favor right now.
Yeah, and they definitely could not. The thing about not focusing everybody is that they did not have Kennen ultimate, because Kennen ulted previous to that fight trying to catch Nunu and Lee Sin off guard and got kicked out of range by Lee Sin's ultimate. So they fought that entire battle without one of the most important ultimates in their team composition, which was Kennen. So even without it, they did manage to win that essentially, because they took everybody on Legion very low while their carry stayed healthy.
Yeah, that's definitely something that really sticks out for Dignitas, that even though Voidboy's ultimate was down, they still were able to get Legion extremely low and win that fight. So I'm assuming Legion does notice this and will be building to kind of counter that. As you see, a Neutron Cloak coming out of Corky, Maud Mortius coming out of Lee Sin. We see even a Headstreaker coming out of Lottimore's here on Alistair. And looks like probably still building towards that Lich Bane. Looks like you might see even another engagement with that amazing wall from Scar there, blocking Legion from getting in here, and they do pick up that Baron. So now Legion's going to have to get out of here and just defend their turrets. And Scar, wow, using Anivia to his advantage right there. That's an amazing wall off, and really made it so there's no possible steal coming out of Legion.
Now Anivia has to back because she does not have mana, but for next fight, when Legion engaged on that, they managed to pick off Anivia, but didn't fully engage because they didn't have their entire team next to it. But Anivia did get picked off and lost her egg and does not have flash. So for next battle, if she gets stunned and gets focused down, she'll go down instantly. She does not have any escape right now or any survivability.
Sorry, she does have her egg up right now.
Oh, it just came back up.
Yeah.
Okay. It was gone like 10 seconds ago.
Yeah, that was from that one fight earlier, as we saw that engage happen in the middle, where Legion picked up 5 kills for 1, as Nubish did die in that engagement. But yeah, that's a very good point, though. I mean, she really has no out to set that egg, and you know she's a pretty good big source of damage for them. Not as much as I'm a Cutie Pie, I have to say, because Graves, you know, have that Found Answer, Last Whisper, and IE is a huge force to reckon with. But she does, or Scar does provide a lot of damage, though. You know, a lot of burst damage.
Yeah, but Cutie Pie only at 60 MR right now, and that's with his passive up, and it's going to be about 80 with, next to Tarek's Aegis of the Legion, I mean Nautilus's. So he's going to be eating quite a bit of damage from Twisted Fate, who already has his Lich Bane built up, as well as a Death Cap. But now Corki, his most important pickup of the game right now, QSS on top of Trinity Force and Infinity Edge. So he's going to be hurting, and he's going to be hard to kill by Anivia and Cannon, because he's going to be able to get out of those CCs and mitigate some of the damage dealt by those two.
Yeah, I have to say that it's a really smart pickup with that QSS, because Dominate's been really focusing him down every time with his ultimates, and people are asking Gold lead real quick. Anivia does have 10k compared to TS 10k, and TS actually winning with a 10.7 compared to 10.4, so Anivia not really ahead of that TF, but she does provide quite a bit with those walls and her stuns if she can get them off, and as well as pushing power, have that nice ultimate to clear waves extremely quickly. Looks like Dignitas really wants this tower, as you might see it engage. Lomars does go in, only knocks out Dominate, but that tower does drop, so Legion really needs to back out. They cannot afford to defend this inhibitor and die, because if they get aced here, that could actually be the game. I see probably flashing onto Boy Boy, and he gets to get the stun onto him, but Boy Boy, before he even gets his Zonius off, does blow up. A lot of worse goes down as well. Cruiser trying to back out and survives. They do try to put this kill on Locust, and do get it. But wow, Skara just blew up a lot of Morse right there, if you saw that.
Now Twisted Fate is making sure that Dignitas backs away. They don't want to get engaged on, but Twisted Fate would not be foolish enough to teleport into all of them, because he would die immediately instead. Chooses to go for the push bottom. And Graves gonna look to pick him up. Twisted Fate does not have flash. He'll most likely be backing after this. He does. He backs in the bush.
Alright, I got to go back and look at that replay again, because that lot of Morris just blew up in like a second. As we see here, a lot of Morris is going to be coming in here. And he does have a Hex Drinker as well, so keep that in mind. He does have that extra shield, as he just blows up right there from that Graves ultimate, from the Buckshot, and from the Skara's Frostbite damage. Just insane amount of damage coming out, and a lot of Morse really needs to start picking up some, you know, tanky items to really survive in fights, because he's kind of their huge initiate. I mean, it's pretty much all up to him to get things going.
And now Graves picking up, instead of any magic resist, going with a Chain Vest. That's to mitigate some of Lee Sin's damage, as well as Corki, who's 6-0 right now, trying to survive some of his Infinity Edge coupled with Trinity Force's burst on top of actual sustained damage. So he's going to be looking to build a GA next. Yeah, GA on Graves, which coupled with his ultimate is going to make him quite difficult to kill.
Yeah, I have to say that I'm a Cutie Pie. That's a perfect pickup for him right now. I mean, he's getting focused really hard in fights, and if he can just, you know, survive that, I mean, even if he does die and gets right back up, and Legion does blow a lot of their cooldowns and ultimates onto him, it's going to help out Dignitas so much, because then you have, you know, Boy Boy and Scar just running around doing a lot of damage. And he's their only real source of 80 damage right now, pretty much, as we see Dominate not really having any damage on him, just going straight tank, having that frozen heart.
Yeah, and I got mentioned that Lich Bane is physical damage, but Cutie Pie has never been hit by a gold card, so he's staying very far back behind.
Oh no, we're seeing engage coming from behind on Legion, as Boy Boy's going to get caught off here, and does have that Zonius. He does pop it and survives, as you see Locust in the back also going down. We see a nice ultimate on the Demon Bull, but he cleanses it off with QSS, is probably going to be going down to Kennen. who actually going down, yeah, it does go down again, but does pick up as well. Dominate with really low health. We see a lot more splashing over the wall, trying to survive, and now an amazing wall from Scar comes out as Demon Lord is now going to drop and ended up wasting that flash. That was, wow, that was actually a really good engagement on Legion, but Dignitas able to turn that fight around, even though they did get engaged on, they were able to win that, and I have to replay again, I'm sorry, but I don't know if you guys saw it, but Demon Lord right here, look at this, he cleanses, oh, actually, he missed the cleanse on the ultimate. I thought he nailed it, so he got rid of it before it hit him. As we do go live here, it looks like they're actually going to be pushing these Nexus turrets down. It looks like Dignitas might even bring this into a game 3.
Can they finish it in time? Lee Sin is up in 10 seconds. I don't think they can.